Great. We're in the last exercise, walkthrough 1, 2, where we're going to perform a similar set of tasks, but this time we're going to be installing the remote engine. Okay. Now, the only thing different is I'm going to show you how you can provision a remote engine. Okay. How you can provision a remote engine. As soon as we're done with that, then we're going to move into a similar type of task as before. That is, we're going to start K3D with ingress, traffic. We're going to manage the Kubernetes Helm charts. We still have to place them somewhere that is known to the rest of our colleagues. We're going to inspect and configure the Helm values. As you can see, we're not going to go ahead and re-inspect the Helm charts because they are identical, same Helm charts. We're going to then use Helm to install the remote engine. Same exact command like before. The difference is the Helm values, how we have configured those Helm values. You will see that this time is more involved as compared to what we've done before, right? When we're installing the no-name platform. Last but not least, we're going to reconfigure the simple ingress traffic, and we're going to very quickly test whether the remote engine is accessible. As soon as we're done with that, the exercise is done. The walkthrough is done. Okay, so in this recording, we're going to do the provisioning a brand new remote engine. For that, we need to exit the slideshow and we need to go back to the no-name platform we installed earlier on. Now, before the security inventory and report pages are populated, you need to create an integration. You need to start ingesting traffic and so on, right? We're not going to do that in this exercise. In this course, there is NS301 where we actually do the same exact steps. You can just go and attend that course and you can see how it's done and you can reuse it to do the same type of testing for this course. And the reason why it's not included, it's for the sake of brevity. I want to keep it as short as possible for your benefit primarily. Okay. Now, settings, you're going to get a few pop-ups. Just click thanks. These are your these are new elements, new features that were introduced where we provide you with all kind of different information with respect to data types and so on, right? Self-learning, guided tours, and so on. Just click thanks, wipe them out altogether, and let's go under engines. Okay. Two types of engines. The integrated engine, which is the one that is deployed and it's bundled with all the other components. Okay. I showed you in the previous exercise when I was explaining the different pods and I focused specifically to the engine. Router, NATs, and engine are the three pods that comprise of the engine. Okay. Everything else is either active testing or management. Um, So here's the integrated engine, the one that is bundled with all the other components. Now you always have one integrated engine or multiple remote engines. Okay, how do you provision a remote engine? This is up to the user to do so, right? So you go under Add Engine and you select the type of engine you want to provision. Server, I demonstrated in NS301. Virtual appliance, uh, it's very similar to how you deploy the server, but this time you do it in a virtual machine, right? All the other commands for debugging identical to server because it's done using Docker. It's installed using Docker Swarm. Okay, Kubernetes is what we're going to use in this class. Okay, so we need to specify Kubernetes. We need to give it the name, right? We need to give it a name. So I'm going to call it training hyphen remote hyphen engine. You can call it anything you like. I'm just following the same nomenclature. Uh, which is hyphenated, right? Same format in order to create my own. And now I've been asked to provide the engine URL. Okay, the engine URL, it's pretty much the host name, the protocol, HTTPS, the host name, and then slash engine. That's what it is. Okay, unless of course you use your own type of paths for your redirection, in which case you have to add additional paths. In our case, we say from the root. Okay, so https:// and I need to grab right now, copy and paste guys, the host name that is provided to you prefixed with a label remote. Remote. There it is. Okay. https whatever slash engine. Now we're going to click next. Multiple workers. And there is a helpful multi-worker engine support. where you can provide highly scalability in a single deployment. I want to warn you here, however, right? I want to warn you. The reason why I want to warn you is because this multiple workers is all about scalability, right? Scalability. Now you may be thinking that if I select multiple workers, I'm going to be able to deploy the engine multiple times. That's true just for the router and the nuts components or pods. It's not true from the actual engine, right? The engine is a stateful application. You always have one engine subcomponent. It's the nuts and the router that's going to be um, clustered. I don't know what's the terminology used here. Yeah, it's going to be multiplied for the sake of scalability, right? So it's not true parallel clustering. It's not true clustering. That's all I want to say. So the engine is always the bottleneck. But then again, if you go to the documentation, I have a link in the manual for you. I'm going to click it right now. If you go to the documentation, give it a second, and of course it's not going to show up. So let me do the other thing. Let me copy the link. Oh, I think I need to log. Yep, I think I need to log, and then the links are going to work. Oh, here it is. Okay, thank God. So if you go back in here, you will see all the details about using and configuring multiple workers. Okay, in case you would like to add this type of different rules with all kind of warnings and so on. Okay. All right, cool. So now that we got that, let me kill this. Go back to the engines. In our case, for our purposes, again, you want multiple workers coming here, get in here, add as many 2 all the way to 10, right? And configure, right? Configure whatever you need to configure, right? Worker 1, worker 2, and you may want to provide additional paths, so on. Okay. You may want to do it on the host level, how you route information, because uh, that's how you're going to be able to create that, um, I don't know, clustering, right? That's semi-clustering. It's not exact clustering because at the end of the day, your bottleneck is that single engine, but it's a close approximation, right? We're going to bypass all these complexities and we're just going to use a single remote worker. And we're going to click submit. And as soon as I click submit, now you're being given, look at this, we are being given the snippet of the override file that we want to use. It includes the credentials. These are the credentials that I used when I was creating my no-name platform, right? And all the information. Remember that global no-name enabled was true for the no-name platform. It's false on this end. Engine is enabled true, right? And so on. So all of these indicate that we need to deploy a remote engine. The other thing that we're going to change on our end says platform. It's false. We wanted to have it set to true because if we set the platform to true, then we're able to integrate to our remote engines log-based integrations, right? So there's two types of integrations. You have integrations that go directly into the engine from the system that you're integrating with, like a gateway, such as MuleSoft, Apigee, and so on. And then you have integrations that the no-name platform is pulling logs, log-based. So it's the push integration and the pull integration. And that gives you enough coverage in order to be able to ingest all your API traffic. Okay. So we're going to set it to true because I want to have the ability to integrate with log-based integrations. Prolific log-based integration platform is Azure, right? Azure. Okay. Usually it's done using logs. All right. There's more information that we're going to change, but that's what we need. Now I want you to close this. I know we lost all that information for the time being, but it is accessible all the way, if I increase my font size a little bit, all the way to the right of the column, right? Here's your remote engine. All the way to the right, you have the vertical ellipses, the three dots. If you select it, you click install, you're getting the pop-up again, right? Now, if you've done all that, the other thing I want you to do is download this file. It's easier to download the whole thing. You can copy from here too, right? But it's easier to copy the whole thing so you have full visibility from your editor, right? So I usually download it. That's my preference. You want to use this copy and paste? Be my guest. I'm going to use this download, and I'm going to keep that file in my. Actually, I'm going to open the file. There, here it is. It opens. Where did it open? Why did I get my Mozilla opening? Anyhow, it's pretty bad. So it opened inside my terminal, right? Emacs. This is Emacs, by the way, which is fine, right? Which is fine. So I get to see it. Okay. Generally speaking, I don't like this terminal-based editor. Whatever my Chrome decided to do. So I'm gonna close it, and I'm gonna open it from the folder, right? From the folder. So let me go to that folder. Here it is. So I went under my File Explorer or my Finder, whatever OS you're using, and here it is. Right, this is it. It's the one that I just downloaded, 6/23/28, which is today's date. Yep, it is today's date, noon. Okay, so if I open this file, that's a much better editor, at least for the purposes of me teaching it. Okay, yeah, I have to configure my system a little better. Okay, cool. So with this parenthetical note, let me close my Finder. This is what I need. I'm going to keep it available, right? Because I'm going to have to copy and paste all the information that we see right here. Okay, good. Um, great. The other thing I'd like to mention is that you also have access to your URL, the URL we entered for the engine from this row. We're going to use it at the end of the class when we're testing the engine, whether it's responsive and so on. In the statuses, right? Keep an eye on the statuses. Here's the different statuses with an explanation of what they mean. At the end of the day, we want to see online right here. Online. That's what we want to see. Okay. And I believe this is it. Yep, this is it. Let's go back to the slides. Section end. We're good to go. Talk to you in the next.